Hello friends, welcome to Oliveboard video series on data interpretation. In this part, we are going to get started with Tabular DI. You see, Tabular DI is the simplest and the easiest way to represent and understand data. You see, in tables, there is typically rows and columns, and the first row and the first column is used to indicate the titles of the data it represents. So let's look at a table and understand how these question types occur in these exams. This table shows the viewerships of various news channels in various cities. The columns are cities and the rows are news channels. From this table, if we want to find the total viewership of a news channel in all cities, we can add another column and make a row-wise total there. If we want to find the total viewerships of all news channels per city, we can add a new row at the bottom and perform a column-wise total. Now let us see what we have to do in the actual question based on this table here. We have two questions. First, ask for the channel with the highest viewership in all 5 cities taken together. The second question is asking for the difference in viewership of English and Hindi news channels in all the cities taken together. So both of them seem to be using the total viewerships for each news channel over all the cities. So all we'll do is just add a column and perform the totals. For the first question, the answer is easily got by checking the totals column. We find that ABP News has the highest total viewership. In the second question, we first have to find the total viewerships for English and Hindi news channels separately. Times Now and CNN IBN are the English news channels. The total viewership for them will be 3,77,000. Total viewership for the Hindi news channels is 7,43,000, and the difference between them will be 7,43,000 minus 3,77,000. That gives us 3,66,000. Just remember one thing. Here we calculated the total for all news channels because we needed it to answer our questions. If this comes up in exam, do not calculate all the values beforehand. You will waste a lot of time doing that. First, read the questions and calculate only the information that you need to answer the questions. Now, let's see another example of table questions. This table is slightly different from the earlier table. First of all, the data is given in percentages. Also, there are sub-columns here under the graduate and the postgraduate columns to represent the amount of male and female students. Now, these values are also given in percentages, but they are a percentage of the graduate or postgraduate students. We will see how to calculate the numbers for college B. Graduate and postgraduate students column can be filled by calculating the percentages from the total, which is 18,000. After we get the number of graduate students, which is 12,960, we can calculate the number of male and female graduates by applying the percentages given in the table. Now doing this, we can get the actual number of male graduates as 5,832 and the number of female graduates to be 7,128. We perform a similar operation on the number of postgraduate students and subsequently on all the colleges. But remember, you don't always need to fill the whole table. For a direct calculation, the number of female postgraduates, for example, can be got by multiplying 2 percentages to the total, postgraduate percent and postgraduate female percent. Or when both these percentages are got together and multiplied to the total, you get the answer. So you can calculate only how much you need to calculate. Now let us see and solve a sample question that can be asked from this table. What is the sum of graduate female students from S and postgraduate male students from Q? First, we calculate the number of graduate females in S and number of postgraduate males in Q separately. These numbers come out to be 5,616 and 1,944. And then we can calculate the sum, which is 7,560, our answer. So friends, in this video, we understood how to interpret data from tables and how to make it answer the questions that have been asked. You see, tables are basically made up of a bunch of rows and columns, and then there is data in it. So you can perform additional operations on top of it to get new insights. For example, you can add rows or columns at the end to get row-wise totals or column-wise totals, or actually create a replica of the original table to perform additional operations. For example, in the example that we saw, the percentages were given as data, and when absolute numbers are required as a separate table, it will take a bit of time, but you can go ahead and create the table. It all depends on what is asked in the question. However, that's it for now in Tabular DI. We're going to look at, of course, a lot more tables in the next section, which is missing data. Bye for now, and I'll see you there.